Hello guys, welcome to other side of Samurama show. Today we are in Glenwood. So I'm going to be interviewing one of the most prominent figures vanotaura nezve my relationships. He's well versed with knowledge of my relationships, and I'm going to be asking a few questions about relationships, how you can improve your relationships. What are some of the questions that you have? Let me know in the comment section. I will be asking mine, but I will need to know in the comment section what are some of the questions that you have. And with that being said, guys, let's just hop into it. La 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 la. Mr. Masaya, how are you? Good, good. What is he? What is in here? What's this place?
Okay, this is Glenwood, right?
Yeah.
We have got a car park business. What we do, if you look at the houses here, they are small, so people can't park their cars inside.
Okay.
They bring their cars here overnight, and
Okay.
we just take care of their cars. We just take care of them. We've got security guys that are here 24/7.
Serious?
Yeah.
So you are the one who operates this?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, this guy is blessed. Are you taken?
I'm in a relationship, but I'm not yet married. I'm thinking of getting married next year. By God's grace.
Why next year?
You know, when you want to marry, you have to raise your money. So I know based on my savings, I know the amount that I want.
Okay.
I think I'll be okay next year.
You'll be okay next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, the poo is taken.
Yeah.
The poo is taken. The guy, ladies, make sure you do, but you can try your chances. Do you believe someone can try their chances?
I don't know, but I'm satisfied.
Yes. I don't believe
I'm
what people
happy,
say on camera.
I'm satisfied.
You're satisfied?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so we came here so that we just interview you. I've seen your TikToks; they are very good. You have these other big videos that you did. You were answering some questions. To say just a few, one of the videos you talked about how do you see if a man is serious? But that question I'll ask it later on.
Okay.
I'll just have to start with what I'm thinking. So guys, just be patient with me since I'm looking for the questions because I want them to be structured so that you follow with us, right?
Okay.
So the first question that I have for you, Mr. Senator, is okay.
You've got a list.
Okay, yeah, I have a list. I have a list.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, what are the guys in their 30s looking for in girls?
Okay, to start with, I'm also in my 30s.
Exactly.
I had so many girls saying, "Can I find a single guy who is in his 30s or 40s?" Yeah, we are. There's plenty of us. There's plenty of us, to be honest. So, I think okay, fine. Can I let me tell you something? I went to a boys' school. I'm Tare Boys Eye.
Serious?
There are so many of my friends that are still single from Tare Boys Eye.
Wow.
So I'm thinking of other boys' schools as well, because many people think if everyone, like if all men get married in their 20s, no, that's not true. There are men like me. I decided to get married late in life. I never wanted to get married early. I thought I wanted to grow. I wanted to establish myself. I just have to work. I just have to get money, mature. Because when you are in your 20s, sometimes you are making decisions based on erection, not direction.
Wow.
You get it?
Wow. Oh, wow.
So I also used to make my decisions based on just erection. I see this woman and I'm like, she's got a good body. Yeah, I want her. But then when I started dating her, I realized, no, this is not what I want. It was just lust. When you are in your 30s now, you know the difference between what you want versus lust. So now I'm no longer making my decisions based on lust. I now know what I want in a woman.
Serious?
Yeah.
That was a punchline. Erection versus direction.
Exactly.
And I think this is going to help a lot of young guys
Yeah.
out there. Anyways, number 2. But you didn't answer my question. What are they looking for? What are they looking for in girls?
In girls, I think, can we agree on something?
Yes.
as men we like different things, right?
then-
So I might say what I want, it might be different from someone else.
Okay,
For example, personally,
yes.
what I'm looking for in a woman, I'm a Christian, right? So I also need someone who fears God, who's God fearing. That's the first thing I look at in a woman. Uh,
Okay.
then when I look at her, she must make sense in my own eyes. I've got my own type, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's no way I'm going to like someone who doesn't fall in that type.
In
For
that
example,
category.
the difference, yeah. Then for me, it's more to do with character. To be honest, I'm no longer choosing based on looks like what I used to do in the past.
But
Now
then-
I'm considering character. Is she someone who can be the mother of my children? Is she someone who's loyal? Is she someone that respects me, that honors me, that sees me as a king? Because I want someone who values me, who see like this guy is a king. That's what I'm looking for in a woman.
Wow.
So I want someone who respects me, someone who honors me. Those are the things that I'm looking at. Someone who's satisfied and content with me.
me.
Because there are people, they'll be like, oh, I also need someone else. I'm just with you, but I'm thinking of someone else. No, I want someone who sees me as their king. Yeah,
And if
that's
they
the-
want to be with you.
with me.
They
I don't
are-
want
you're
to
not-
force
you're-
like someone
yeah.
with other options. Or I want someone who, like when that person sees me, she's like, this is the guy for me. That's like the girl that I'm dating right now. I know she really loves me, and when she sees me, she honors me, she respects me.
Wow.
These are the things I look at.
So, if to a lady who is in her 30s,
Yeah.
she should take note of these things.
Yeah.
That you have spoken about, especially for honor,
Respect.
and
Those are the most important things.
ones.
Then if other things are secondary things,
They are
but then you're looking for someone who respects you, someone who honors you, someone who sees you as a king,
But then is
someone who's content
that
with
something
you.
that you can teach someone to be content with you,
No.
to see you as a king, or it's something that they should have within
Yeah,
themselves?
it's within. You don't teach someone that, because if someone loves you, that person automatically submits to you. So as men, we want a woman who submits to us. We want a woman who respects us. We want a woman who honors us. We want a woman who sees us as kings. That's all we need from women.
Wow. So
So it's not something that you can force. Remember, this is not my first relationship. I once had different relationships.
Yes.
But then I could tell, okay, this girl, she wants to compete with me. She doesn't respect me. And for me, I was like, okay, it's fine. This relationship has got an expiry date. I'm going to leave this woman at a certain time.
Oh, so you already know it.
Yeah, I already know. Well, when you
Wow.
are dating someone, you can actually tell we are going nowhere. Let's just do what we do, but we are going nowhere. I'm not going to marry this
But
person.
is it the same thing for ladies? Do you think ladies can do the same thing?
I think they do.
They do. So it's a common thing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah. But
But
sometimes when you ask out someone, you don't know what is going to be the outcome.
Yes.
You are hoping for the best, but it might, like, let's say you are getting to know someone. There are some things that you start to discover as you are dating, and because of those things, you're like, no, I'm not going to marry this person, and then you start to look for a strategy to exit.
The
Yeah.
exit strategy.
Yeah.
Wow.
For example, why
wow,
would you
wow.
marry a woman who's not submitting to you? Why would you
Yeah.
marry a woman who thinks she's equal with you? Relationships are not about equality. As men, we have to be in charge. That's how it works.
But most of these ladies in their 30s, they're thinking they're equal with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think it's one of the reasons why they are finding it difficult to get men who can actually marry them?
I think this subject, I think they have men they can submit to if they find them. Then they have men
Wow.
that they'll be like, no, this guy, I know he can tell me nothing. So they are not seeing you as those
Yes.
kind of men
So
that they can submit
in
to.
that moment, that's why they're telling you that we are equal.
We are equals.
So it's
Every
a
woman,
men-
if she finds a man she loves, she'll submit.
Wow,
I'm telling you.
wow,
So if
wow.
she's not, it means she's double-minded. If she's not submitting to you, she's double-minded. I'm telling you.
Lovely. So
Yeah.
let's just go to our next question,
Okay.
which which I think the next question is what are some of the things that women in their 30s do which are a turn off to the guys in their 30s, obviously?
Okay. The first point, like, if she thinks you are equal,
Okay.
As men and women, we are not equal.
We are not equal.
Yeah. So if she's coming in, she sees herself as someone who's equal to you. She wants to make decisions. She thinks she doesn't see you as the head of
Yes.
the house. She also thinks she's also the head
The
as
head
well.
of-
That's a turn off, number one. Then number two, if she thinks that her money is more important than the relationship or than you, she worships her money. She's always talking, I bring this to the table. I bring this to the table. No, we don't want that. We don't want
Ladies,
that.
take note of
We
that.
don't want
Take
that.
note of that.
This is the reason why when we are looking, for example, if you see a girl walking, do you know what she does in life?
No.
What moves you is probably her structure.
Yes, structure. Yeah.
Then
yeah,
you go,
yeah,
you take her number, right?
Yeah.
So you are not, you don't care about what she does. So like us as men, we are not looking for CVs. If she has it, it's an added advantage.
Wow. Wow.
Because what attracts me to a woman, it's not her CVs. It's just me looking at her and I'm like, okay, fine, I want this girl. Then when I start talking to her, I then realize she respects me, she honors me, and she's willing to submit to me. That's all. Then if she has a CV, a job, some man, it's an added advantage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So those women who think that if they start making money, then then they start putting some importance in who they are. They start seeing themselves as, hey, I'm worth this, I'm worth that. We don't want that.
It's just money.
It's just money, nothing else, nothing more. We don't want that.
But on the flip side,
Mm.
what do you think women, if they're looking at a guy, do they really look and say they want the money in the guy, or they also want the guy, if the guy has money, it's another advantage?
No. For women, what they need in a man, they need security. If we remove the word security, it's money. It's money. Every man who has money is attractive to any woman.
Okay.
You see, so this thing of about looks, remember we go to gym, we want to look good, but if to women that is not the most important thing. Women are looking for security. Can this guy take care of me? So their main thing, what they're looking for is security. Nothing else.
So women are
If
looking
you are
for
short,
security.
if you are tall, if you don't have money, you're not attractive to them. As much as they say, oh, we want a tall, dark, some hair, what, they all women they are looking for security. If you have got money, you are stable, you have got life going on for you. Women will just like you. Yeah, we just
Wow,
that's the thing.
Wow. So if you're a guy and you're watching this episode,
Mm.
please give us a thumbs up and make sure you take note of what our senator is talking about. Anyways, let's move on to the next question so that we don't spend much time on here, right?
Okay.
What do guys in their 30s think about single mothers and women who are not virgins? Wow. Wow.
What a question. You know, I listen to social media, right?
Yes.
So these days we have Shadaya and Apostle Chiwenka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They are talking about like virgins. Don't marry a woman if she's not a virgin. Then they are also talking about the age issue. She has to be young. If she's old, it means she has tried and she has tested different men. Then they say she now has a preference for certain sizes.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So for me, I don't. I understand what they are saying, but I don't think what they are saying is always correct. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
For me,
according to senator.
For me personally,
yeah.
Not everyone is going to get a virgin. It's hard sometimes to get a virgin, right?
It's actually fact.
It's a fact. Look at what is happening these days. Many girls are losing their virginity when they are 14, 15, 16,
yeah.
Right? So you can find a good woman who's not a virgin, who's going to be loyal to you. Wow. And when someone is not a virgin, it doesn't mean that she has indulged with so many men. That's not true. Though some have.
Some have.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then also, you can also find a woman who's not a virgin, who's going to submit to you, who's going to love you, who's going to be very supportive, and you're going to build a very good life with her. I've seen so many people like that. So we can't really say if a woman is not a virgin, she's a bad woman. No. However, if you get to find a virgin, that's a plus, because she only knows you. she doesn't know other men.
Men.
So most likely she's going to treat you more as a king.
Yeah.
Then we have heard stories of women that have tried different men. Now you take her, you marry her, and she still think about other men that she has slept with. Of course, those women are there.
There.
We cannot dismiss it. And you also don't know what kind of a woman you're going to attract. Is she going to look for a ex? No one knows. But from what I've seen, some women actually, um, they might regret what they have done in the past, and they'll be like, okay, fine, this was the past. I have my lessons. I'm going to be faithful to this guy. You see,
Serious.
yeah, there are so many good women that are not virgins.
So
Then, however, if you get a virgin,
virgin, it's
that's a good deal.
but you can't say
Eh,
I'm not going to marry because I haven't seen a
ah,
virgin.
no. But sometimes you are
That's
going
a-
to
oh,
find someone you are
wow.
going to click with. She's not a virgin, but you are clicking. You have got the same goals. She loves the way you think. She loves the way you do things, and she's not a virgin. If you're clicking, for me, relationships are about clicking, chemistry. Do you have chemistry? If you have got chemistry,
And can you understand each other? And can
yeah,
you work together?
can you work together?
Like there's that Bible verse which says, can two work together unless they're in agreement?
Amos,
So
yeah.
are you in agreement?
With her,
Yeah,
right?
Wow.
Sometimes a woman can be a virgin, but the two of you now, you've got nothing in common. You don't have chemistry. It's still not going to work out, even though she's not what?
Wow.
Even though she's a
She's a virgin.
virgin.
So
Yeah.
this is the reason why a lot of guys who married virgins back then they're still divorcing today.
Yeah. How many people have married virgins but they went on to divorce? There are just
There
so
are
many.
So many.
And how many people have married women that are not virgins, but now they're having good like marriages?
Good marriages.
Yeah.
They're living together.
They're living together. Things are going well
the guy
for
is,
them.
The guy is happy.
Yeah.
The lady is happy.
Yeah.
And they are having a happy family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I love this. Anyway, let's move forward. What are the traits that a woman in her 30s should possess so that she can increase her chances of getting a guy who can marry? I know you have talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So supposedly she's supposed to love a guy, she's supposed to respect the guy, she's supposed to do this, she's not supposed to be thinking about a man all the time. But then what other thing would you say if a lady in her 30s, specifically in her 30s, or let's say above 27, because I think those ladies, they have a different challenge in attracting men than the ladies that are younger than them?
I think number one, what I've like when I look at like a lady who's what above 27,
Yes.
she's in her 30s. What? I think what she has to do, number one, she needs to learn submission. Most
Wow.
of them, they are very arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this full of I know.
I know.
I
Wow.
know everything. There's
Wow.
nothing
Wow.
you can teach me. I've been there. I've done this. I've what. So if they can learn how to submit, that's the most important thing. If they can learn how to respect men, but sometimes when you live alone for so many years, you start to see yourself
I was gonna
as this like superior being, something like that. But there's a need for them to submit, to give a man his role. But men will never marry a woman who looks like another man,
Yeah.
who sounds like another man.
It's like that quote that says, you
Yeah.
know, you can't have two bulls in the same crow.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Then also, I think the other thing now, they need to, they should not put their like their worth, their value in what they have.
Okay, I built a house, I have
I
a
built a house,
I have a
I've got
car.
this guy was like, so fine. So what are we going? What am I bringing to you? What do you need from me? If a man senses that there's nothing that he needs, there's nothing that you need from him, he will leave you. That's the thing.
Yeah. Because I think there's also this kind of energy and enjoyment or happiness or fulfillment that you get when you are bringing some value to a
Exactly.
woman and you're providing, you're
Yeah.
doing, like, it's not everything, but you always feel that, you know, I want. But then you actually mentioned something that I thought was worth him talking about. Independent ladies, not in the sense that they have had money or whatever, but then those kind of ladies that they've lived for
For a long
alone
time,
for a long
alone.
time. What are some of the challenges that they just need to deal with? Because I know one of them is, you know, staying with someone when you are used to staying alone is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I think
And
that
you,
that one it's a common problem. Us as
men,
we
we
also
also
have the same
experience
thing. Yeah.
we also experience. So how do you deal with that? Let's say we are talking to anyone who is actually they want marriage, they want to get married, they want companionship, but then they have lived with themselves for too long that they can't
I
actually
think
get to into a space and say I can accommodate another person here.
mental preparation is very important. Like understand where you want to go. If you want to get married, understand it's going to be two of you, not you, right?
Wow.
So the first thing is to do you need to reset how you think. You need to reprogram.
Wow.
The Bible talks
Wow.
about the
Wow.
renew your mind,
Mind.
your mindset. So the thing is like, okay, fine, I'm going to be accommodating someone. We are going to be making decisions together. Before this person, I was making decisions on my own. Right now, you're going to accommodate someone. You're not going to make any independent decision. You're going to consult your partner. Like, we want to buy this. What should we do? You're no longer going to do it alone. You see, if it's like you want to buy maybe a pair of sofas, is it a stove? You're going to be agreeing on the color, on the type. You're no longer going to do it alone.
Wow. Wow.
So the
wow.
first thing is like to understand you are not alone.
Alone
So you need to stop making
decisions.
independent decisions. You get it? Now you're going to so now learn how to share with the next person, unlike thinking and making conclusion once you're just by yourself. Like, for example, I'm planning to buy a stand. Where should we buy it?
Right.
You see, now you are now involving, and then this person is like, no, I don't want this place. Is it okay if we try to buy that area? And you're like, it's okay. Why is it that you don't like this place? Then you start to discuss. It's either you are going to reach an agreement, you're going to compromise, because relationships are about compromising. So the problem now with someone who has lived alone for a long time, they don't want to compromise. They want to just do what it is they think.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
the problem of
Wow.
living alone
Wow.
for so many
Wow.
years. So now you have to leave room. Sometimes it's not about winning an argument, but it's about winning a relationship,
Yes.
not an argument.
Yes.
Some people, they love, hey, things should go my way. If you want to be in a marriage, if you want to marry someone, that doesn't work.
Wow.
Because people don't want someone who is self-centered, someone who's very egoistic, someone who's got an independent thinking. You need to be accommodative.
Wow.
You see,
You know what? As someone who has lived alone, I think this is my 5th year.
Yeah.
Living alone. I think for the some of my relationships, have suffered because of that.
Okay.
Because sometimes I can get out and take a walk at 12 midnight, which you shouldn't do that, right? But to me, it's therapeutic. It's my time to think. It's my time to do it, right? But then it's just one of the extreme examples, right? But then there were times where you're dating someone, you're planning, that thing, I want to get married, whatever, right? But then the person starts to feel like you're not accommodative. And ladies, they can't be direct as men. As men we can be direct and say like, okay, this is what I'm feeling and stuff. But the ladies, they start to change and everything. And the moment she starts to do that, she'll be like, I know this person doesn't love me and stuff. And I know there's a relationship of mine that actually got to end, because I started feeling like she doesn't love me, she doesn't respect me. But then when you're speaking, I'm like thinking, okay, maybe I was actually the problem in that relationship. And it's just because of that independence. Like, I've lived alone for some time, I can do whatever I want. At this particular time, I can say, I have this amount of money, I'm going to invest in this. But then I think when you are now having a relationship or with someone, with you can't be just saying, I'm going to invest this in this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to.
So where is your space now?
Where is your space?
I told you, like, just a few weeks ago, I wanted to change my bed.
Serious?
I'm telling you. So I called her. Then I said I want to buy a new bed. She's like, what kind of a bed? Then I told her. She's like, no. But I usually make my own decisions, right?
Yes.
Then I like, she, okay, fine. She's like, no, let me come. Then we choose. Imagine.
Yeah.
I usually I don't consult anyone. I just buy whatever I want. Then she came, and we ended up agreeing on a certain bed to buy. That's how it works. Then she came up with a list. Okay, I need this color. I need this type of curtain. I need like this type of blankets.
Oh.
I don't like your wardrobe. Why don't you buy like this? This is. I remember for me, I like black, right? So
It's like me.
so I wanted to buy a black wardrobe. She's like, no.
No.
Why?
Actually,
In my house, I don't want
I
it.
actually have a black wardrobe.
I know.
Everything in my bedroom
Yeah.
is black. Maybe with some dark royal blue, but most of the colors they're
She's
black.
like, wardrobe, unaisamba mani. That's what she said.
But then I think, you know,
But I'm like, okay, this is my house.
This is my house.
This is my wardrobe.
I'd be
I have to
saying-
change that mentality to say, okay, fine. So what color do you like? She's
yeah.
like, I like white. You know, it's fine. We're buying white.
So that's
Yeah.
the reason why you end up having guys who got married changing almost everything.
Yeah.
They are revamping everything. Because I was taking notes when you were saying, right? She's thinking about the color of the curtains.
Yeah.
She's thinking about the sheets, the blankets, the color of the wardrobe and
Yeah.
everything. To us guys, we're just
We just
thinking,
buy.
"Oh, we just buy.
But
she's
women are particular.
particular. So
Yeah.
they're like, if I'm buying this bed with this color, my headboard is gonna be this
Like
color,
this.
and my curtains are gonna be like this color.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in
Salute to you ladies.
independent thing, if you want to be successful in relationships, you need to abandon independent thinking. You need to be someone who consults. You sit down with her. This is what I want to do. What do you think? I told you I wanted to move, right? I wanted to get a bigger space.
Yes. Yeah,
And then
yeah,
she
yeah.
said, no, why do you want to get a bigger space? Then I'm like, I think I just feel like I'm just cramped here. She's like, no, stay where you are. Keep the money. Start doing this and this and this and that. So I'm listening to what she's saying and I'm like, oh, she's making sense.
A lot of sense.
Okay, fine, I'm no longer moving. But for me, it was just me saying, I no longer want this place, I just have to move. So she's like asking me the reasons. Why do you want to move?
There was a time I wanted to move into it. Did I tell you about that fool I was saying? Just wanted to
Because for us, it's like, I just want to have this
I
place.
just want to have this space.
But then women, I'm like, why do you want to have it? I'm like, okay, fine. I just felt like it's a good idea.
But the space is needed.
But I need more space. I need to
Yeah, I
do this.
just need to
And then
bang
she's
the
like,
doors.
she said it's not necessary for now. That's what she said.
So it's about the now.
The now.
It will be necessary.
Yeah. So when I was listening to her argument, it then made sense, and I'm like, we're fine. I'm no longer moving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we need women.
Yeah.
In our lives. they make our lives easier. And they give direction to our lives.
How much are you going to town with? And I'm like, I've got 30. She's like, why didn't you carry 10? And then from the 10, how much are you going to spend? And I'm like, oh, she's already starting to budget my money. I don't like how you spend money every day. You're buying this every day. Why are you doing it? Why don't you buy something cheap and then you see?
But personally, I'm that guy who believes in. I have to hustle hard. I have to work hard, right?
I think.
Then I can spend some money, not some money.
But
I can
many
spend
women
money.
actually, they will not allow you to do that.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah.
You have time to spend.
Yeah.
You don't just spend.
They
on
want
them.
to
But then
save money. Most of them.
Yeah, they are the
Exactly.
piggy bank kind of
Yeah.
the house. That's why most of the guys they say they're the finance ministers.
Yeah,
of the
you
kind of-
get the
But
money.
then I noticed another thing. What do you think about it?
Okay.
Most of the guys out there, they send some money home, then they are left with their own kind of money to make sure they're dealing whatever. Whenever they want to strike a deal, they just gonna. Because sometimes some of these guys they're saying, you know, sometimes when you want to strike a deal, maybe it's a time factoring deal, right? And most of these ladies they're like, no, did you consider this? Did you consider that? But most of the ladies they're just skeptical about deals, but then they want the money. So how do you balance that out? Do you think it's a good idea sometimes to have your or they will quote you?
Okay, fine. You are a risk taker.
Yeah.
Maybe you're dating someone who's not a risk taker.
That's in most
cases.
Yeah.
She's looking at the money that you have. She's like, don't gamble it.
Yeah.
You may not succeed in it.
Succeed in it.
We would rather keep the money than
to gamble
the
it.
risk. But you as a man now, you can actually see, okay, this is the most important thing. If I do this, we are going to make more money.
Yes.
I think what you need to do, open up a platform where you can talk with her, you make sense to her.
Wow.
Then also allow her to air her views, hear what she has to say. Sometimes you are also making emotional decisions. You are not really thinking. She will give you
Yeah.
this whole like perspective, right? To say, okay, fine. I think if you are going to do this, the outcome is going to be like this and this and this and this and this and that. You see, so
Yes.
there are times we take the risk, it doesn't turn out to be well, and you're like, oh, she was right. Then there are times you do the risk, it turns out well, and she's like, oh, you were right. so if you feel it inside, I think there's a need for you to make sense to her. Explain to her what I think this will benefit us. This. And if if she sees sense in it, she will definitely agree.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I agree. I have some boards
Yeah.
in my office,
For
for justice, trying to make sense on my own. But sometimes, as you're saying, that sometimes you want to get into a deal when you're emotional about it. But money, when it comes to money things, we often get emotional about money. But it's now that thing that I want the money.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of myself.
But sometimes
if
you're
I
not
close this
thinking
deal,
clearly.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I close this deal, I'm gonna make this amount of money, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 things, and you're not thinking clearly. You're not doing
exactly.
the proper risk
It's just
management.
emotions.
It's just emotions about
Yeah.
it. And sometimes I have the boards. Why? Because I want to figure out, does this make sense at the end of the
Yeah.
day? So I noticed that if you have those kind of platforms, right, you can still come back and say, babe, this is what these are the figures. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
If we do this and this and this and this, we make this amount of money and stuff. And sometimes if you do that again, you're going to see where your own flaws. I had to do that because most of the time I'm the independent thinker, so you can't have another person. So you just have to look at the numbers and see if they're making sense, because numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
They always say. So let's just move to our next question, right?
Okay.
Do single mothers in their 30s you have a hope or a chance that they will get married?
Okay, let us address this single mother thing, right? I think this is what I can say. As people, we love different things.
Yeah.
For me, what has changed me about this before I answered this single mother question?
Yes.
I saw this man. He's a white man. He went on to take 11 abandoned children, and he adopted them to be his children. So instead, imagine he's white. He's taking care of 11 black children. Imagine what will the other white guys say when they visit him at his house. Some of them are racist and all that.
Yeah,
But he had this love for people in general. What he's like, okay, fine, I need to send these kids to school. I need to make sure that their lives is good, and then he takes care of them. He sends them to school, even to American universities, and he's white, right?
Wow.
Then imagine someone who's saying, I cannot marry a single mother just because she has got children and I don't want to take care of of children.
She just has one children.
Then you have got
one child.
Then you have got someone like Jairus Jiri, who was taking care of how many people?
Many.
Right?
I don't know. Many.
That are disadvantaged. You see, then you look at yourself. You say, I can't take care of her child. This is one person. Think of people like Strive Masiwa that are sending I don't know how many people to school, to universities, and then they've got like children homes and all those things. Think of the people that are running those children home things.
Wow.
They are taking care of children that are not their own. And then they'll be like, we have to give these children a chance. Now let us go back to your question now.
I love this.
Let us go back to your question.
Yeah, I love this.
A single mother, she has got how many kids? One, two,
maybe 2,
right?
But in most cases, the one that I hated most are these ones with 1 kid.
Then
Yeah.
We are looking at one kid. The father said, I don't want to take care of the child, right?
And the mother.
Then the mother.
Yeah.
Then do you know that sometimes you can find a very good woman that if you are to marry her, you will succeed in your goals. but she's a single mother. There's this but.
I once dated one.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Do you know that there are people
And
that
those people are very supportive.
then I've got a friend of mine who dated different women. They didn't respect him. They didn't love him. They were cheating him. He went on to date a single mother. She was just so good.
That's what,
Yeah, she respected him. She saw him as a king, and he ended up marrying her. And now it's now at 10 years together. They now have their own children. Things are going well for them. So I think when we are looking at this, I think many people see it in a myopic way. They are myopic minded about it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm not forcing people in the sense that you are supposed to have that gift, that love of loving children that are not of your own. If you feel like, no, I don't want like to raise another man's child, I only want to raise my own kids.
It's okay.
That's
But
who
some
you
people,
are.
some people, they even have challenges raising their own children.
There are people that can't raise their own children.
Yeah.
They don't have love for their own children. So how do you love another person's child if you can't love your own children? You see now?
Yeah.
Then some people will come and then they will start taking care of their own children, yet the parents are alive. They're not dead. But some people are coming in, they're taking care of their children. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's a matter of you look at your heart. One thing I'm against is then telling everyone who wants to date a single mother to say, these are bad people. Don't. If they feel like they want to date them, let them. Okay. We're not supposed to be choosing for people. People are supposed to make their own decisions. But sometimes I know people that they've tried this relationship, it never worked for them. The moment they dated a single mother, everything started going well for them. That's the reason why they ended up marrying. You look at different men that have married single mothers. They went on to receive love that they never got from single girls. I'm telling you.
Look at one social media influencer who has gone to buy cars. Now these social media is flowing. They have more than 2 million followers.
His life is going well.
His life is going well. They're building now, right? Yeah. And you actually see that the things.
So if you don't have that love for someone's child, don't marry a single mother. But if you are someone who has got love and you are someone who's very accommodative, you are someone who doesn't have a problem with giving people money, because when you are stingy, you can't. You can't
that's another thing.
Another person's child.
Yeah, that's another.
You see now, but but at the same time, I understand it's more like a calling. If your heart doesn't allow you to do that, don't do it, because you are going to make that child suffer. You are going to oppress that child. You are going to deprive that child of so many things that the things that the child deserves. You are going to live a very miserable life. You are going to see the child and you are going to be disappointed. You're not going to be happy because maybe you don't want that child in your environment. Each time you see that child, you're going to be pissed off. So it's more to do with a calling. Do you have that love for people or you don't? If you don't try and don't force it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So guys, we are now taking a break. We'll just come back with the remaining few questions.
Okay.
So if you want to register a company, please make sure to reach out to Brian Matsaira. He's also into company registration. He'll make it easy for you. With that being said, let's just go back into the episode. So welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We have Senator Brian Matsaira, Senator, the one guy who has wisdom, especially on these relationship things. I respect this man. And I'm learning. I'm also learning. I'm interviewing him. So let's see. Just hop into it. So I think we're talking about the single mothers, right?
Okay.
When we took a break.
Then the other thing you said, do they have hope?
Yeah, exactly. That was the thing.
Okay. Have you noticed that as much as people bash single mothers, many single mothers we know in our community are now married. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I've noticed.
Yeah. So now we have different women that are in their fourth marriages, fifth marriages, right? So if you are a good person, you have got a good heart, you've got a faith, you've got faith in yourself, you will always find a man to marry you. The problem with many single mothers that are struggling to get married, they show hunger. Oh, I don't have money. Can you sleep with me? so that you can give me money in exchange.
Wow.
Then they don't value themselves. They are not working with their own hands. They are looking for someone to take care of them. So it's more like they behave like they are trading for sex, money. Sex, money for sex. So the thing is
And
now,
that's something that is not attractive to
men.
To men. Because I'm
she's
thinking
like, is he a prostitute or what?
Yeah.
Or you see now.
And what if a guy who has more money than me comes in the picture?
So if a man feels like he's paying for a sexual service, sexual favor, whatever it is, definitely that single mother will struggle to get married again. But I've seen these like single mothers, they're different. They treat themselves with respect. They are not sleeping around. They've got value in their own things. They are working with their own hands. They are looking for jobs. They are looking for money. They want to work. So if a man see that, okay, fine, this woman is willing to work, she's taking care of herself, definitely she will get married again.
And she is definitely supportive.
Yeah.
She doesn't have this ego that when a man approaches,
she's submissive.
She's like, no, don't talk to me.
No.
Like, you know, sometimes when you see a guy that you like, I think the best thing that you can do, just be accommodative in your space, so that this guy has somewhere to be entering the space. Then if he gets to know you better, then you can always have that. And I love that thing that you said, you should have faith in yourself. Right. That's another thing. Most of us, even if you are looking at single guys out there, they don't have faith in themselves. Like right now, if you say go and approach that girl, because you don't have the faith in yourself, you can't actually go and approach that girl. So if a lady doesn't have the faith in herself, she can't accommodate a guy. You know, there's that book that I was talking about, the Secret.
Okay.
When they say, you know, you have the power to attract things around you. You have the certain energy that you emit, that if you keep on emitting that energy, it pushes people away. And if you emit a certain amount of energy and a certain type of energy, you attract certain people in that space. So I'm actually encouraging ladies who are single mothers and those who are not yet married, right, to have this kind of energy that they have. The self-respect, the I know who I am, I can treat any man good. But you don't know who is going to be the guy for you. The same way when you say, you know, if you're talking about some things on social media, you don't know who is your audience. So just make sure that you are respectful, you are respectful, you treat everyone with respect, you honor everyone, right? So I think that's something that they
exactly. You don't have to be desperate.
You don't have to be desperate.
And then so you should not be begging money. That's another thing. Because like I think it's one of the problems that so many single mothers have. The moment she meets a man, she starts telling him about how struggling she is. I don't have money for rent. I don't have this. I don't have this. Who wants a burden? Who wants a burden?
That's so true.
You see now.
It's not like I don't have the problems. I also have my problems. But then I'm not going to burden them on you on the first date.
No. You meet here today. The next text is like, you know what? I need a 20. I need a 50. You're like, I don't want problems. I don't want problems. You see, she becomes a turn off.
I think I've met girls like that, and I'm like, no.
I know I've got a child. My child needs this. It's not his responsibility to start with, right? So so now you're not marketing yourself well. You are a turn off. This is the reason why so many people are like, well, fine, I will sleep with her, then I will drop her. That's the reason.
And it's actually very unfortunate that it's not it's something that you can actually change. I think it's something that you can actually change. It's just that thing that, you know, when you are burdened with a lot of problems, right? Since women are looking for a guy, I don't think women are actually meant to be working hard and all that thing. So they are now trying to, you know, it's that coping mechanism that they are just showing off. Like, okay, if I see someone who can help me, can you help me? But then it's counterintuitive. You can't use that method if you really want to attract a man in your space, because it's going to push him away.
So rule number 1: sell character, don't sell your problems.
Wow.
Sell character, don't sell your problems. But people will like you based on your character, not on your problems. We understand you have got the problems that you have. You don't have money. You don't have this. So if you sell character, that person would then say, okay, fine, I love this person, but she also has got these problems. He will then start taking care of those problems. But when you sell problems, not character, you are
Yeah.
a 10 of people who don't like you.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Okay, let's see. Let's hear our helicopter. You see, we live somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere. Anyway, so our eighth question, right? I'm aware that most men in their 30s are sexually active,
Okay.
and they when they date, they want the cookie, right? But they date ladies who say, "I'm waiting for marriage."
Okay.
Do you think there are two things now? Do you think this type of guys in their 30s, because I believe almost most men in their 30s, they're sexually active.
Okay.
Do you think in that group of sexual active guys, you find the guys that are actually up for marriage and the guys that are in the streets? And how do you differentiate if the guy is only for the streets and is up for marriage?
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Remember what attracts us when we go to any woman you think you're interested in. First, it's how she looks like, right?
Yeah.
Then if you go to her, the first thing you ask her out if she's interested in you. Then the next
Yes.
thing you ask for sex. That's what we usually do. Then now when you get into her territory, there are many things you're going to discover.
Yeah.
If she gives you the sex thing like without any struggle, that
Yeah.
very day you
Yeah.
meet her at night, you ask her for sex, and then she's like, okay, fine, you sleep with her. After getting that sex, what are you going to do? You're going to walk away from her, right?
But why? What if she likes
it was
me?
easy. You didn't have any struggle, and then you see her in a certain way, perception,
Oh,
right?
perception.
Then you go to this woman, you want to sleep with her, but in the process of you trying to sleep here, she then sells character, not your physical appearance, whatever it is.
Wow.
She sells your character. What are you going to do? You're going to fall for a character. Now,
Okay.
so there are two things we need to distinguish. Is you are going for a woman, is she going to sell to you her body, or is she going to sell to you her character? If she sells your body, the moment you sleep with her, you're going to lose interest in her.
Wow.
That's what we do.
Wow.
So I understand you see a woman you're interested in. The first thing you have, since you are sexually attractive to her,
Yeah.
right? But then you then discover that she's also a good person. She has got these values. You realize you're not going to focus on the sex side.
Yeah.
You're beginning to see, like, I think this woman, she can add this into my life. That's how we then move from lust to actually wanting the person.
Oh, wow.
You see now.
Wow.
So now I'm coming into your life and I'm interested in sex. Then you give me that sex without selling your character. After getting that sex, I'm going to leave you.
Because I'm no longer angry.
What more do I want from you? What more do I want from you? But then we realize, she has got this kind of a character. That's why if you had the intention to do a, what do you call it, cricket ODI, one day series, that's it. Now you're going to delay 1 month, you're with there.
Yeah.
2 months, you are there. Then the next thing you're like, but I think I also like your brother. I like your sisters. I like your parents. What is happening? It's now a genuine relationship.
Wow.
Then the next thing you are now telling your people, guys, I met Negrikini, this girl. Have you noticed that there are girls that when you met, you never introduced them to anyone, you just slept with them and then that was it. But then this one now, you are not interested in getting to know her. The moment you develop the desire of wanting to get to know her, it means she has sold her character to you and you are buying into it. That's how it works. So I don't think like this men we are more interested in sex. Of course we want it, but it depends with how she then respond to us when we approach.
Wow. Okay. That's so interesting. Yeah. So what guarantee does a woman have that she can be married if she gives the cookie? If there's no guarantee, why would she give it? So, but I noticed that you talked about the character. Sell the character.
So the character.
And I would think that we'll just have solved this question.
Mm.
Sell the character first. Even if you give the cookie, because I'm aware now that there are ladies who also want to have sex.
Yeah.
It used to be that thing that people say, women they don't want sex. They just
That's
no,
not true.
That's not true. There are ladies who also want to have sex.
They are humans.
They are
yeah.
humans. So when they meet a guy who they are actually treated to,
They
also
want to sleep with
they
him.
also want to sleep with
Yeah.
him. But then, in that regard, if you are that kind of a lady, I would say in that moment also try to sell the character. Because if you just focus on the enjoyment part at that particular point, the guy will just think you're a slut and you will just move on. So that's the only guarantee that you have if you're selling character. Because men are looking for someone that if they live at home, they are not going to be stressed. That what is she doing? You are confident that I have a woman at home and she's at home.
Yeah.
If she says I'm going to town, she's in town. And that you are only going to get to that point when a woman sells you character. So make sure that you sell character to these guys, right? So I would also want to ask, what are the characteristics of a guy who can marry? That's one of your top videos. One of your top, more than 200,000 views on TikTok with that video. Warume vanorora wakaita sei.
Okay. I understand we have so many players, men that are not interested in getting married for different reasons. Maybe they married before, they went through a traumatic relationship, and then they're like, no, I will never marry again. Personally, this is what I think. If a man meets the right woman for him, he will marry. The reason why so many men say like, oh, I don't want to get married, I'm not ready, it's more to do with the people you are meeting, the characters they have, and what you have experienced in the past. But it is somehow God has given us this heart that would want to get married.
Yeah,
to start with.
Almost all men.
Yeah. So for me, then let me look at myself. I'm in my 30s. Why didn't I get married when I was 25, 27, 30? Right?
Yes.
And then until now, where I am right now, the reason why, there are many different reasons. But can I tell you something? I also dated women that I actually wanted to get married if things had gone well.
It's gone well.
I had good intentions, but somehow things just didn't go well. You see?
Okay.
So now, let's look at the characteristics of men.
Can marry.
Number one, no one tells a man to marry. It's something that should come from the inside. He's like, I'm ready to marry. For me, I told you, like, I'm in the process of wanting to get married. What has made me make that to get that decision?
It's actually that's something that actually struck me. Well, the last time we
I was not
no.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
For me, right, it's also to do with maturity as well. I'm now at a point where I'm like, no, I need to settle down.
Yeah.
I need to get married. I feel like that desire visits everyone at a certain time.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you, hey, get married. Though some people do that, they fall for pressure. For me, it was like, no, I think this is now the right time for me to get married. Then even when I was just going out looking for someone, I was no longer like going for like the physical. What? I just want to bang this person. No. I was like, no, let me scout for the mother of my children. So number one is you feel it inside you that I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself if you are not ready. Because the moment you force yourself, you're not going to treat that lady well. Yeah. You're not going to value her. Yeah. But the moment you decide, this is my decision, no one has told me to get married. I feel like I now want to get married. And the reason why I want to get married, I just feel like for me it's time to do it. I'm mature. And I feel like I've grown. And I now know what I want. So when you get to that point, it's a process. It's a point where you have to discover yourself, to say, okay, fine, for me this is the time for me to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then number one, how do you know that this man can marry or not? It's more to do with the level of preparation. Is he preparing anything towards getting married? Number one, is he saving money for it?
Okay.
Those are very important things, right? If he's not doing any practical thing towards achieving that goal, definitely
What's practical thing?
the practical thing.
Not
Because
dealing.
every marriage has got some steps, right? For example,
Oh, okay.
you need a certain budget
Yes.
to do it.
Yeah.
Is he saving any money to do that? Right? Number one. Then number two, how many women?
Does he have?
Yeah.
In his life.
Any man who has so many women, it's guaranteed he's not prepared for marriage. Guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you still need to try different women, that means you're not ready for marriage. When you're now ready, there's this process of you trimming down to say, I think I probably need to focus.
Pruning.
Because you can't
Yeah.
focus when you've got 5, 10, 15.
10 women.
You see,
Yeah.
but the moment you're like, no, I no longer want big numbers, that's a sign that you are now like
Yeah. Going
getting
for it.
serious.
Yeah.
So you go through the pruning what
Phase.
process.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
see now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So number two, then discipline.
Mhm.
That's another thing,
Mhm.
right? You see so many different beautiful women, but you're not going after them. You're not going to ask for their numbers.
Mhm.
You like, no, let me just call my person. That's another sign.
Mhm.
That shows this person is now what ready for marriage.
For marriage.
Even on your phone, on your WhatsApp, you find yourself just communicating with one person. But before you are ready, you are calling everyone. Can we meet? Can you come here? Can you come here? Can you come here? What is happening?
Hunger.
Hunger. You see now. Then another number 4,
Yeah.
you stop making sex a priority. You stop like defining women based on sex, their performance. Now you are now more interested with things like, is my mother happy with this woman? If I take her to my people, what are they going to say about her? But before, when you are not ready, it's just her legs. Does she have nice legs? You want her chichi? Now you are more worried about her character.
Yeah.
You're not looking for a woman who has got a certain character that you want, that you are going to feel safe with when you live at home, like what you said before. You are now more worried about what other people say about her as well. Now, the opinion of other people, it will actually matter to you as well.
Yeah.
You are no longer doing these hidden relationships. You now want people to know about your existence. These are signs. You stop being secretive about your relationship. You now want to open up. You want more information. You now want to invite other people into your relationships. That shows like these are some of the things that shows that a man is ready.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if he's not putting you in a sack and being like, the guy is somehow ready. Because
Yeah.
he should be proud of you. He
Yeah.
should. Like
Yeah.
when a man has that one person, he doesn't. He's not like shy. I can't go with you this year. I can't go with you where. No, he can go with you anywhere. Because he's proud to be with you. So if he's not proud to work with you around,
no.
Oh, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys. How long does a guy take to marry? You said if someone is ready, you will do it. So is this something of, we say maybe 3 months, 1 year?
Okay, we can't really put a time frame. Though some people would want to put a time frame, I understand there's no one answer.
So are we saying
to
if
this?
a guy, what about a guy who we can see?
But what I can
he has
say,
money.
What I can say is, do you know why we take a long time to marry?
Yeah.
Number one, it's financial issues.
Financial issues, yeah, I understand.
You are in a good relationship, but you don't have money to pay lobola. It's going to take you a long time
to keep it, to take care of the
exactly.
Because it's not.
You're
just
also
about
scared. You don't know like the security things. Are you going to provide for her? Is it food? Is it the clothes that she wants to wear? Accommodation? Where are you going to be living? These things. All these things, they sort of delay. But then if you've got some security of some sort, I don't think you take a long time. People that have got security, that are stable, it's easy for them. They can marry someone after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months. It's still okay for them. So why would we take 3, 4, 5 years? Most of the times it's to do with security things, not in a position. Maybe you're not affording things.
Yeah.
You see now.
I think there was a time when I really was dating this other
Yeah.
guy, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get married to this girl. Why? But then you realize that when ladies are looking at you and they are budgeting your finances,
Yeah.
they're like, you can do it.
Mm.
But when you are looking at yourself and you're budgeting your own finances, you're like, I can't do this. So now, how do we get the balance now for a woman? Because when a woman is looking at you, buying a house, you have a nice job, you hustle, you do this, you're doing this, you are capable of doing this. Maybe you're getting maybe 1,000 in a month, right?
But then, one thing I want to say, as a man, you will never be ready. You will never be ready. I'm telling you. This is why you see the reason. This is one of the reasons why so many men marry a woman when she's pregnant. Because it's an emergency situation.
And it forces you to
It
be
forces
ready.
you to be ready. Because you know that whatever happens, 9 months will still come.
Wow.
So you are forced to take like an action before
For the
9
9
months. You see now. However,
but is it a good strategy for ladies to use, the pregnant one?
no, I know. Like if I think it's to do with circumstances. Some men will never marry unless if a woman is pregnant, guaranteed. Yeah. The only reason why they will marry is because she's pregnant. And especially in Zimbabwe, 70% of men will never marry unless a woman is pregnant. It is what it is. It is a culture or something, I don't know. Then those who plan to marry, you will never have enough money. You see now. So you take the money that you have, go with the money that you have. How much money do you have? Because maybe you will never raise 5,000, but at least you can raise 1,000. Or 5,000 it will take you 5 years, but 1,000 you have it. Just go with it. Go with the money that you have.
But then these ladies, they can't. They will be like, I don't wanna be married
if you
with 1,000.
No, she's fake. She's not yours. If you meet your woman, she will understand and she will accept your circumstances. I'm telling you. And I never knew that you get to a point where you meet a woman who accepts your circumstances. If a woman is not accepting your circumstances, she's not for you.
Wow.
Don't force things.
Wow.
A woman will understand if she's for you. Like let's say you those that put demands, my parents would go, she's not interested. She has good options. Now if she sees you as the king, she respects you, she values you, she will accept what you have and she will make sure it will go well. I'm telling you.
Wow.
So the moment you try to not be yourself, you try to fake things and you're being pressured, understand she's not for you.
Serious?
I'm telling you.
Okay. So I think we are coming to an end of this podcast, and we are in Glenwood. You see the sun is shining, and we have Mr. Matsaira, Brian Matsaira, Senator. I want your last words, Mr. Matsaira, for the ladies who are in their 30s and the gents in their 30s.
Just have faith in yourself. I've noticed people of my age, most of them have given up. They no longer have faith in themselves and they no longer believe that marriage is something that is going to happen for them. They've been heartbroken. They've faced so many situations. Some of them, they keep attracting wrong men. So one thing I want to say is that revisit the way you think, renew your mind. You will find someone who is interested in you. Also, be realistic. If you're a woman who is in her 30s, don't think like a girl who's 22.
Wow.
I met this girl, she's 36. So this guy was interested in her. And she's like, I don't want him because he's short.
Oh.
And I'm like, you are 36. You are still using physical looks. You're not serious.
Leave that to 18
to 18, 22 because she still has so many options.
Yeah.
So understand where you are in life. The options you had when you were 22 are not the same when you are
36 or you're 30.
Exactly, things have changed. Maybe you're no longer attracting so many men to you like you used to. Understand the changes that have taken place and understand the options that are coming to you and choose one from those what options that are coming to you, even though they are not matching the standards you want that you have set for yourself. Some of these standards are to do with social media. They are not real, they are fake, you see now. But sometimes social media can put pressure on people. Don't date for people, date for what works for you. You don't do it for your friends, don't do it for your family, do it for yourself. But then many people, they do it for, I want to prove people wrong. I need someone that when I walk with, everyone is going to say, wow. No, that's not it. And the other point that I want to say, rich men are not for everyone.
Oh.
Because there are so many women that are like, oh no, I need to get a rich man. They are not for everyone. Sometimes you just look into potential. Sit down with that guy as married people, come up with your own strategy, build your own wealth. Sometimes you're not going to get someone who already has things, but you're going to have your own guy and you're going to build from scratch. And at the end of the day, you're still going to have your own wealth. That's another thing.
Wow.
Work with love people that love you. Stop hoping for people to come when they're not coming to you. Because sometimes there are so many people that are living a life of hope. They're praying, I need to get this man. This man has to come to me. If they are not coming, there's a reason why they are not coming. And if these are coming, there's a reason why they are coming. Work with what is coming.
If they are coming, there's a reason why they are coming.
Work with what is coming to you. You see now.
Yeah.
But because so many people, they've got this thing where they want to live a world of fantasy. Things don't work. Be real, be practical. Who loves you? Who doesn't love you? Many people spend time fantasizing on people that don't love them.
Oh, wow. Mr. Brian Matsaira, thank you very much. I would want to know, where can people follow you on Facebook, TikTok?
Okay, I'm usually on TikTok. Follow Brian Matsaira Senator 2. That is where you see me teaching about relationships. But thank you guys thank you, Nigel, for bringing me here.
You don't do
it
Facebook?
Has been a pleasure. I do, but not really. But I have to. I have got a Facebook thing, but I'm lazy there.
There are not so many followers. It then gives you that thing. Like,
I've never put effort to grow it. I think it has got about 5,000 people or so.
But you have 24,000. And I love the audience on TikTok. They're they engage.
They're engaging.
And they give you that thing. You're like, no, I should do another video. I think
this is a topic we can do for another time.
Yeah.
Where we talk about our experiences on social media.
Yes,
why we prefer certain platforms over other platforms. Why do we have the numbers that we have? I remember when we were talking yesterday, when we were saying, if you've got 2 people following you, that number is a big number. If you've got 10 people that are following you, that number is a big number. Because it's hard to convince people to follow you. This is we are no longer grateful. You see a video having 500 views, you'll be like, it's not enough. But then these are 500 souls listening to what you are saying. It's a lot, guys.
And one other question: do you have any books coming?
It's something that I'm working on, but I can't really give timelines. But I'm actually working on it.
Okay, I would really want to buy one from you. And from what this guy is saying, there are fireworks. You expect the fireworks. Erection versus direction, guys. With that being said, we are out. Thank you very much.